Aloha, Vlogmas Day 5. If you don't know and it's your first time here, this is your boy Doc Rock. Me and my crew over at the Let's Get Live Facebook group, we are doing Vlogmas. My subject matter for today's Vlogmas is going to be continuing this creator mindset. One of the key elements of creator mindset is having that place to go to do work. We all know when you walk into the office, or sometimes when you walk into class and you're just ready, you sit down, you set up your little area, and boom, tough acting to acting, you're ready to go. Today we're going to talk about doing that exact same thing for your own process when you're being a creator. Being a creator is pretty much 80% mental, 20% gear. So now we're going to cover the mental side. You guys know me, I'm always talking gear. Now we're going to talk mental. In yesterday's conversation, we talked about the creator mindset and how you need to start treating your job as a creator like a business. Think of this as work. A job ain't nothing but work. Let's build upon that. Today, we're going to be talking about space. Now, some of us are lucky enough to have a dedicated workspace like a studio in order to come down and create your videos. Others, we have to do this in the house, and we need that buy-in from our friends and our family. Here are a couple of tips that you can use in order to help you get that buy-in from your friends and family. Most importantly is you have to communicate. You have to sit down with them and explain to them that you becoming a creator, you participating in Vlogmas, you growing your business from home. This requires a certain amount of time and attention and a little bit of isolation. Now, if you don't have a separate room to go into and be by yourself, I want to give you some tips that you can use to generate a separate room right where you are. Let's talk about Workspace. Sometimes your workspace requires a little bit of thinking out of the box. Let's say you're doing some work with a nonprofit organization. You might be able to ask the nonprofit organization if they have any space available that you can use or rent out for a very low amount, or maybe even barter. Maybe they need help with tech. Maybe need help with grant writing. Maybe they need help with shooting videos to promote the organization. You can try this with myriad nonprofit organizations, maybe even your own church. Maybe you have a spot there. Sometimes you just have to ask and somebody say, oh yeah, by the way, I do have a spot you can use. You might even have a member that has a space in their house that you can use. It depends on the relationships you've built and how that all works. You could even ask a family member, hey, you have that extra room I can use? I need to set up a studio because I can't quite do it in my home. It just requires a little thinking with the nugget. Another thing, again, depending on your relationships, you might talk to your clients. Maybe your clients have an extra office space that they're not using, or a closet or something where it's just full of empty boxes, and you might be able to turn that into a studio. Again, importantly, you want to see if there's something that you can do to work in trade. Maybe help them produce videos. Maybe teach them how to do the live streaming stuff that you're all learning from the Let's Get Live squad. You just got to think out of the box. Don't be afraid to ask. The two key elements of any good functioning workspace is separation and isolation. Let's tackle separation first. Now, we've already established that you're in a house and you're sharing with your wife, your kids, your family, your spouse, your brother-in-law, whoever's running around. Even in the office environment, sometimes you got that one dude that always comes with the cup being like, hey, I'm gonna need you to get those TPS reports done, okay? You might just need to let everyone in the building know that this time I'm focusing on right now, from time A to time B, is mine. Do not interrupt me. Do not bother me. Do not, send me emails. Do not send me texts. Whatever you can do to focus, set those boundaries, have those conversations, get that buy-in from your crew. Another thing that you can do on the real cheap is get a sign or some indicator that says, I am in focus mode. Check this out. Let me grab my phone real quick. And you see the light back here? Watch this. I'm gonna hit that. People, I am focused. I am busy. Do not enter. Do not bother. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Now it's okay. Come in. Say hi. Iko mamai. Come belong. See, there's various different ways you can use this sort of separate. And that time block thing is important. For me, I use something called golden hour. When I wake up in the morning, once that coffee is done, and my pour over practice takes 10 to 15 minutes, but once that coffee is done, that is my time to focus and concentrate and learn myself something new. It could be myriad subjects. Some days I'm learning Mac, some days I'm learning cameras, some days I'm learning about y'all. Whatever it is, I give myself a set time. Maybe golden hour doesn't work for you first thing in the morning because you have a lot of hustle and bustle going in the house, but block some time out, and it could be an hour, it could be 15 minutes, it could be a half an hour, it might even be 5. But there'll be a moment in time where you tell everyone in the house, leave me alone, this next couple minutes is mine. You might have to hide in the bathroom, but some way get that done, because now you're a creator and you need that space to think. The next thing that we can do besides time block isolation is put up some sort of barrier. It can be foldable Suji doors, it can be a curtain, it can be just some indicator like a couple of chairs across your space. Do not cross this line. Line out some shoes, roll up some towels on the ground, but just tell everyone, do not cross this line while I am in concentration mode. Again, this is how you get buy-in from your family, and you just communicate that I need this time. I need to be separated from y'all for a second. Even if you got to run out back, it just depends. I know it's cold where you guys are. Anything you can do to let them know that this is my separate time, this is mine. Another tip you can use for separation, rearrange the house plans. Get yourself a freaking ficus, fake plant, something that you can use again to build somewhat of a barrier. A folding table facing the wall is a great separation. Like a little spot in the kitchen nook, move everything else off, clear the spot, let everyone know that now I'm in work mode. You know, like rolling out the blueprints so you can build yourself a new you. I kind of accidentally leaked in my isolation ideas along with my separation ideas, but you kind of get the point. Separation is physical, isolation is maybe a little bit mental plus the physical, right? So again, if you can't go into a separate room by yourself to isolate yourself from everything else, just remember to give yourself those time blocks, that isolated time to focus, that isolated time to work. Just let the people around you know. And again, if it's loud or it's busy, you might just have to rearrange your schedule. You know, sometimes you just have to pick a different time. Like, okay, I know now everybody's focused. Kids are doing homework. People are playing games. You know, turn off that phone, go do not disturb for a minute. Whatever it takes for you to focus and treat this like a business. You have to understand that when you're in creative mode, you're working. I find it very helpful for me to put on my creator clothes. Like, just being in my sweats and t-shirt doesn't necessarily work for me. I need to put myself in. I might have to pop on the camera and say something real quick for social media, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, go live, whatever. So I find it important to be dressed. You might need to do the same. Anything you can do to get yourself in that creative mindset. I hope these tips help on you finding a separation space, an isolation space, or that dedicated workspace for you to hone your craft. This is the new you. You are a creator. Remember, say it in the mirror now. I am a creator. It's not just your spot to shoot. You need a spot to be creative, and just think a little bit out the box. Don't try to do the traditional stuff. You might even find yourself buying a container to stick in the backyard to build yourself an office in. Whatever you have to do to get it done. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate the work you're doing here with Vlogmas 2020. Let's Get Live Squad. You guys are quite incredible. Make sure you do the usual stuff. Press subscribe if you're new. Press the like button. Leave a comment down below with your separation, isolation, time blocking tips. If you have anything that you do, let us all know. Now watch this video.